Say anything you want.
Mike. Hello. Working?
All right, shall we do the intro?
You told me not to say anything, so.
Yeah. Welcome to Coach Mike's Coffee Club, where we talk shop and cover topics.
One,
go. One,
two.
Oh, hold on, wait. One, two, three.
Sip.
Nicely done. All right, guys, we got our second guest on the show today. So today we have one of my oldest friends and strength coach, Matt Berni.
That's me.
Me and Matt have been friends since kindergarten. Little picture right over here. Matt has his master's in exercise science from Merrimack College and recently has started doing some sessions at Evolve Athletic Club. So today we're talking about programming. What's your theory on programming?
I would say first, no one size fits all. I'll talk a little bit about what I like to do, but by no means is that the only way to do things, or I just personally think it's the best, but doesn't mean that there's no other ways to do it. Especially in terms of training clients, I would say from a time perspective, that's one of our biggest factors right there.
Yeah.
So we only have an hour. They gotta come in, change, foam roll, go through all their corrective exercises, get warmed up, get your heart rate up, now get into your strength work, and then possibly condition after that, and then do your accessory work as well. You only have an hour to do that, so you really, really need to be extremely efficient with your time management.
What do you think the population they're running into mostly these days are? What are most people like asking for? We've had a good discussion in the past talking about how we connect training like an athlete with more mature populations that want to stay active and fit. And like you said, you have to do a lot more to warm up, get the heart rate up, get the body warm, and you only have an hour to get everything in. So like when you sit down and program for somebody like that, what do your programs look like?
Someone who had really been like an inspiration to the way I program is definitely Mike Boyle. The way he trains people really is a lot of full body.
Trying to fit as much work as you can.
Yeah, you're not
in the hour. Make the most out of the time you have.
You're not wasting 20 minutes doing one body part. Like for example, one set of a squat movement. Then you go and do a weighted pull-up. You rest 30 to 40 seconds. Then you're right on an incline dumbbell bench press. So that way you've done a chest exercise, a back exercise, a lower body push exercise, all in a condensed amount of time.
And it still follows like a pull and a push.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Which is like you get a ton of different methods put into one, you train multiple different groups, and you're getting just overall more work in. That's what a lot of people, they come here and they've never trained like how we train people at Evolve. I guess you could say all professionals, because there's a lot of people that, you know, no disrespect, I know you got your certification online and everything, but like a lot of people don't have the experience to know like, okay, how do we get multiple different groups? How do we do different methods that, like, say we use a professional athletes that we've trained before, you know, and give it to like the average person. That was how, when we started Evolve, that's what we wanted to do, is we wanted to have some place where like we've trained really high level athletes before. Now we can bring this to the average person. We have some athletes now that are adults, they're playing like adult league sports, but they still want to train as if they're competing, just to stay healthy. Some people will come right off the street, they'll go right into like a fitness class, and they're like, sorry I'm late, I'll just skip the warm up and I'll start doing squat jumps.
Right, exactly. That's how you get hurt. That's how you regress. All of a sudden you're kind of piggybacking off what I was saying before about full body. There's a lot of evidence now supporting that full body training sessions will burn more fat than just training one or two muscle groups per workout. Also, I don't know if you've ever tried this, but try doing a set of back squat comboed with weighted chin-ups, comboed with incline bench press. You are gonna be out of breath by the end of one circuit.
This guy's throwing around weighted chin-ups like everybody's doing weighted chin-ups.
Not saying it's the same.
No big deal. Put the roadmaps away, will you?
Not saying it's the same as running conditioning, but there's got to be something said about keeping your heart rate relatively elevated while doing resistance training.
My ADD is kicking in. I got to make sure that I hit record. So.
That would have sucked.
Okay, cool. We're still recording.
Thank God.
You want to see Matt get really fired up?
Oh boy. There we go.
What's your biggest pet peeve with like trainers today? Again, we're not talking smack.
That's a good question. I got it. It's not training close to failure. For instance, if you're talking to your client, having a full conversation with your client as they're doing a set, and there is a back and forth conversation, you're not working hard enough.
During the movement.
During the movement.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing. We're not just coaches, but we have to sometimes be therapists as well. Yeah. But there's a time and place for it. What about you?
We talked about Mike Boyle already, but we send Ben Bruno things back and forth to each other. Ben Bruno talked about burpees once, and if you guys have noticed, we don't ever do burpees here.
Shout out to Ben Bruno. Shout out to Mike Boyle too.
Yeah, exactly. Hi guys. Ben Bruno talked about burpees once. The long and short of it is that he said burpees it's a lazy exercise for the coach to just program, just to be like, it's hard to get your heart rate up, it taxes people, and then people are gonna be like, well, that was a really great workout. But in reality, when you think about it, the stimulus that comes down to a burpee is like, it's very tough for like a regular person to accomplish.
Yeah, they suck.
A million different things going on at once where your central nervous system for the average person cannot just like pick up on. And I'm not just picking on burpees specifically, I'm picking on coaches that will put stuff like that in just to be like, whatever. You know, that's hard to do that. So many coaches nowadays don't take the time to really understand why the simple things are more effective than doing something like a burpee or doing something crazy on like a physio ball or like Swiss ball squats or something like that. Like there's no reason for you to be squatting on a unstable surface with a barbell on your back when maybe that person shouldn't even have a barbell on your back.
Agreed.
You know, like our class, so you come take our class, there's one exercise that's on that board, and there's a progression and a regression to each of those, and there's even lateral shifts left and right if you need to switch it all together. Maybe me and you can program a little bit quicker or maybe on the fly or something like that because we've been doing it for however long we've been doing it now, and we know plenty of coaches that do the same thing. But there's too many people that are like just getting into the game that, you know, like I said before, you got your certification online, that's great, but like, you know, take the time to realize why the stuff, like we still do Bulgarian split squats for a reason, because they work. These patterns still work. Like people are trying to change the wheel, and
stop being sexy with what you're programming. Keep it simple. Would
you
rather results or look good while you're doing nothing?
And a lot of people will look at certain things and be like, like that's really great, but if you look at the science and you do this and blah blah blah, like what our ancestors did, like bro, give me a break. Like just do your thing. Just work out.
Be evidence-based, not evidence-bound.
Right. Ooh. All right. What do you say we wrap this thing up?
Any last thoughts on your own?
My last final thoughts, I guess, would be when it comes to programming or when it comes to finding a good trainer, you just got to go with somebody that's going to be able to listen to you and what you need, know what you want, know how to connect it to, and use evidence-based patterns and methods to get you there while having fun.
I got some final thoughts.
Excuse me.
Be really quick here. Yeah, sorry. Final thoughts. Getting at him.
You seem so ready.
I know. But okay, final thoughts. So you don't want to waste time. Do big compound movements, short rest in between sets, and train close to failure. Do the hard thing. Make every training session really hard, and you will get results.
Done. And with that being said, Matt has spots open for 2 more clients. So if you're interested in training with a high-level coach that really knows what they're doing in a really awesome gym, hit us up, comment below, DM us, DM him, DM me, text me, whatever you want. Hit you guys in the gym. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. That's all we got, guys. Peace, love, God bless. We're out.